welcome to Unscripted After Party. Yay! We are back with the brand new season of Unscripted, and I'm just so excited to be back. Oh my goodness, I bet you've missed this yapping that would take place over the summer. I just imagine your life not being the same without it, man. Oh, I'm so sorry. But it's okay. I'm back now, and things are going to be a little different. Now, I know before I was bringing my friends on and we would talk and we would giggle, we would hee hee ha ha ha. But, we're all off somewhere. As you may remember, I'm off in college at the UNC of Wilmington. So fun. Which I'll talk more about that later. But, and my friends are also off at their own respected schools. Or just back home. So, yeah. I miss all of you. I miss you guys. I miss our Yap sessions. But here I am, me doing my thing. You may have thought that things would be completely different this time around, like it would just be me yapping. Yes. It will be just me yapping for this episode. But I've made new friends, guys. Aren't you so proud of me? Yes, I've made new friends, and hopefully we'll get them on this podcast soon too. That'll be pretty cool. Anyway, the game is the same. The name of the game is the same. We are still unscripted, yo. Sorry. We are still unscripted. So, we've got to come in with our topic of the day, which is, give me a moment. Hold on, guys. I'm a little rusty. Let's see. The topic of the day today is hobby or career, or potential career. So, since this is our first episode back, and you haven't heard from me in a while, so let's just catch up. First, as I mentioned previously, I am attending UNCW. Woo woo, go Seahawks. Heck yeah. And I've been enjoying it so much. Off the bat, I was making friends. I was enjoying the experience. New, independent, just things, changes, different city, away from home, like all the things were hitting me all at once. Not to mention the main thing, my major, which is studio art. Woo woo woo. Which basically is studio art. For those of you who don't know, studio art in captures, I think that's the word I want to use. Visual art, yes. It's like ceramics, photography, painting, drawing, like with charcoal and pencils and such, printmaking, all those things. That's studio art. So, also I'm minoring in dance. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'll probably go into more detail later. But, like I said, this topic is hobbies versus potential career. Now, in the time of, let's say, like, I want to say October of 2024, back when I first applied to UNCW, I wanted to major in music and minor in theater and dance. So no art. There's no art. Which it would have been a 180 from my associates, which is in visual and fine arts. Fine arts and visual arts. There we go. But yeah, so back in 2024, I wanted to major in music. And when you apply somewhere, they ask for your intended major, and that's just where my head was. Well, as time progressed, if you will, I was seeing things that involved music as a career. So you know how, for those of you who are on Instagram or TikTok, When you start getting into something or start liking something, then your feed just somehow knows that you like that thing, or that you like those videos now, or whatever. So I had started getting videos about music majors and having a career in music, and it was pretty discouraging. People were saying things like, when you major in music but your pockets are still empty, or just something along those lines. And after seeing videos like that, I kind of took a step back and reassessed because I am a self-taught musician, which means the blind leading the blind. So I started off playing piano like years and years ago, but like I said, I was self-taught, and so it was just YouTube University and talking to friends and whatnot. And I picked up guitar in 2020 during shutdown, and then just continued my little musical journey. And then I picked up the violin, I want to say in 2023, maybe 22. I'm not entirely sure. But I was taking a few lessons over the summer, and then I really need to pick that thing back up. Y'all, somebody come over here and make me pick that violin back up. But anyway, being a self-taught musician comes with a lot of unknowns, because you're kind of teaching, well, it's a bit self-explanatory, but you're teaching yourself. So there were a lot of more technical things that I didn't know and still do not know, nor do I understand it. And especially with me getting into the production side of things, taking my self-taught musician knowledge over into the production and sort of technical side was an interesting transition. But when I started taking those things into consideration, it became not so much like, oh, I'm not good enough to major in music. I definitely could have, but I had to take a moment and assess whether it was a hobby or a potential career for me. Now, who knows? Maybe with my knowledge, my current knowledge, or whatever knowledge I get later on, maybe I could have a potential career in music. But for this time where I am, with me coming out of community college with an associate's in fine arts, it kind of made more sense for me to major in studio art versus music. Now you might be wondering, well, Kalisa, you mentioned that minor in theater earlier. Yes, I did. I had the full intention of being a part of the theater department here in Wilmington, but then I started to consider with that, like, well, think about it. Right now, you're already kind of a choreographer for musicals. Maybe not in the sense of where I want to be later on in life, but I do have that footstool. And so, and the whole thing, it's the arts are so funny. They're so funny. It's the network, it's the connections. It's the connections you make and the network you build that make the arts amazing. And you sometimes don't always need a degree in it. And for me, I wanted to build my skills as an artist, build my network, and meet like-minded people. Those are my reasons for, well, I say that now. At this time, those are my reasons for deciding to major in studio art instead. And with the theater, she'll come back eventually, some way, somehow. But for now, those are the things that I took into consideration when considering, is it a hobby or is it a potential career? And I'm constantly thinking about that even now as I'm taking like this photography class. If you've had my camera in your face at any point during this semester, I apologize, but also thank you. I've enjoyed photography a lot, and I didn't realize that I would be as passionate as I am about it, which has been like a interesting self-surprise, I suppose. But yeah, for me, it's like, okay, here's a little peek inside my brain. Guys, you don't want to venture too deep in there. It gets dark and there's some cobwebs. So we won't stay in here for long. But one thing that kind of frustrates me when I'm painting or drawing is it takes so long. Oh my gosh, why is it taking me 6 and 7 and 8 hours to get this apple to look real, and then I take 3 steps back and it looks like a 3rd grader drew it? Like, what is happening? So I like the instant gratification that photography gives, because you fix the settings, you're like doing all these things in your head. Okay, what is the lighting doing? Is the exposure? What is the shutter speed doing? Oh, my hands are shaking. You're calculating all these things, but then as soon as you press that shutter button, I think that's what it's called. Hey guys, I've only been doing this for 3 months now. I don't know what I'm doing. But as soon as you click that button and the picture is taken, that's it. You get to see it. You get to see the whole thing. And then after that, you get to do the editing, which is just so fun. And I enjoy that. It's like it's like painting as well. Getting to choose how warm or how cool you want it. And it's that same thing as that instant gratification. Let me look up to make sure I'm using that word right, because I tell y'all, these words just be popping up in my head, and I don't even know if I'm using them right. Oh, yes. Look at her. She's a scholar. Yes, let me just read this out loud for you guys. Gratification is the pleasure, satisfaction, or reward experience when the needs, desires, or goals are fulfilled. Yes, thank you. But yeah, so it's that same kind of instant gratification that I enjoy with photography. That was a whole rant. I don't even really remember where that stemmed from. But let's continue talking about this topic of hobbies and careers. Photography, at this point of my life, at 21 years of age. Did you guys know that? 21. I'm so young. So young. Yeah, at 21 years of age, photography is a potential, it's a hobby. It's a hobby for me. I enjoy it. And I will definitely keep doing it. But will I make a career out of it? We'll see. But for now, I enjoy it. One thing that I really enjoyed about my life drawing class. Oh, life drawing. So fun, guys. Being an artist in college never gets old. But one thing that I enjoyed with life drawing was, I have to say, what I learned about myself as an artist. I'm not even sure if I improved much in that class with my ability to capture realism and like the likeness of someone. But I learned a lot about myself and how I operate as an artist and what I need to do in order to be successful, which sometimes is starting over. Oh, okay. I'm going to go on a brief little tangent. But recently in my current class, which is Introduction to Art Museums, we went to this historic site. Lost my train of thought, but it's okay. I'll get it back. Choo choo. Sorry. Uh, Anyway, I learned a lot about myself. Oh, tangent. Okay. Introduction to art museums. We were speaking with interpreters at the historic site, and one of them had mentioned that I can't remember. It was something really good about failure. Mind you, when just gonna go on a tangent within a tangent. The thing about historic sites, there are 28 historic sites in the state of North Carolina, and most of the time sites like these will only have like 5 to 8 or 7 if that full-time employees, and so a lot of the time one person will be doing like 3 to 4 different jobs to make sure that the site and all of the activities and things are running smoothly. Or if one of them goes out, somebody has to take over their job. So it's been a pretty interesting class, and it's funny how I went into it feeling like, oh my gosh, I know literally nothing, but that's kind of the point of the class, is to teach you something. So it's been a learning experience of it's okay not to know some things as long as you're putting in the effort to get to know those things, and that you don't stay stuck in that bubble of, oh, I don't understand this, so I'm not going to. Because then you won't. It's like closing a door. Nothing can come through the door if you close it. Like, nah, fam, I can't accept this knowledge. Like, I just won't learn anything. You know, how are things supposed to come through the door if you don't let it? How are you supposed to learn things if you're so focused on the fact that you don't know things? So that's my little thing. But as I said, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Unscripted. Every time I go on a tangent now and I feel like I'm going too far off from the topic, I think I'm just gonna make a little sound that's just like unscripted, just to remind you all, just in case you forgot or you get frustrated with what's going on. Just remember. But yes, so there were many things that were said during the site visit that were just really good, and not only applicable to public history, museums, and curation. I felt like it was also applicable to life as a student, or life as a teacher, or a accountant. There were things that were shared that were applicable everywhere. So there was one statement a gentleman made. Oh, here's one. Adapt and overcome. Ooh. Adapt and overcome, everyone. Is there a challenge? Is there conflict? Is something going wrong when it should have been going right? Adapt. Adjust. Don't let your perspective, don't let your mindset be the thing that stops you from progressing. I think that's an important thing that can be applied in other places. Here's one. Do you have an idea? Great. Well, do you have the people or the manpower to execute it? That's a good question. That's a good question. Like I said, these historic sites usually have 4 to 5 full-time staff members, and a lot of the time they're doing the roles of multiple people. So if there's an idea for an event or an activity that they want to do, then they have to also ask themselves the question of, do we have what we need to accomplish this successfully? And one way that I've kind of applied that to my setting is, we'll use this podcast as an example. I've had the idea to start a podcast like forever ago. But at that time, I really didn't have the mindset to execute it. I didn't have the resources, and I didn't have the knowledge or the maturity. So there were factors that I just didn't have at the time until last summer, when I had the equipment, I had the people who were willing to participate, and I also had you guys who wanted to listen. It's also a matter of understanding that even though you don't have it in this moment, that doesn't change, one, that it's a good idea, and two, there is still an opportunity for you to achieve this goal or idea, just maybe not in this moment. So that was another thing. What else we got? Ooh, this one's good. Challenges can inspire creativity. Ooh, what's another one? Failure is not the end. This is where it started. I remember something about failure, and that is why I came to this notebook. I just want to make that clear. Starting over doesn't equal failure. So when I'm painting or when I'm drawing, oftentimes I will scrap whatever I'm doing and I'll start over. I'll start over fresh. And yes, that does take away time, but I learned so much during that first time. And sometimes you just need a clean slate. You just need to start over. And starting over does not mean failure. It means, if anything, it means growth. It means that you're understanding what works and what doesn't work, and it makes it more clear to you. So, yeah, that's where that started. I enjoyed that site visit a lot. I've been enjoying this class more than I thought I would, because I remember during the first week of school when, it's syllabus week, everyone's talking about the expectations, the rules, and everything's really boring because you're not doing anything. But during this part of the week, the professor had said that it was a 300 level course. And, me, I'm like, whoa, that's a big number. What do you mean this is a 300 level? I knew it was a 300 level course. I didn't really understand that 300 level courses are known to be pretty intense, because this is my second semester year. I've been taking 200 and 100 level classes up until this point. I think that kind of made me feel psyched out a little bit. Also, the Introduction to Art Museums class is running for the first time ever. What do you mean I'm the guinea pig for this class? I don't know enough about museums to be a guinea pig for this class. I had conversations with friends like, guys, I really just don't know enough. I'm going to drop out. I'm going to withdraw. I'm not going to stay in this class. And a lot of them were like, you should. And also my mom was like, you should. And I was like, okay, guys. But if I get run over by a museum, you will be hearing from me. But yeah, so I'm glad that I stayed in the class. The goal of it is for us to understand museums, understand culture institutions, understand exhibitions and how they come to be and how they work and all that. And by the end of the semester, we would have curated our very own exhibition using artwork from a local art colony that has been archived at the school. So it's going to be a whole thing. I think a lot of my fears going in was due to me feeling like my skills wouldn't be enough for me to be successful. So I think that's where a lot of that initial fear was coming from. I have been enjoying it so far. We will see what happens when it gets closer to exhibition time. Maybe you might be hearing a different story come then. But yeah. Okay. Wow. That was good. Guys, we're back. We need a theme song. Unscripted after party, where everything's getting started. We're gonna talk about the things of our lives. That wasn't bad. I just came up with that. I know. What can I say? This has been another episode of Unscripted. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all are glad to be back. I just did a thing where I waved, but then I remembered that this is a podcast. But yeah, thank you all so much for listening to another episode of Unscripted. I hope we will see you again in the next episode, and catch you later. Stay unscripted.